Hi, so in today we want to look at operations like addition in number base. So how do we add up digits? How do we add up numbers in number base? And look at this number. This number is in base 2. And so how do we add numbers in base 2? So one of the rules is that when you add up two or more digits together, it must be less than 2. If it is if it's greater than equal to 2, then you have to divide by the base, which is 2 in this case. So let's look at this. So start from the left hand side, sorry, the right hand side. So 1 plus 0 is 1, which is less than 2, so fine, 1. 0 plus 1 is 1, less than 2, fine, 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, but 2 is equals to 2, so I'm going to divide that by the base. The base is 2. And so 2 divided by 2, I have that to be 1, remainder 0. So I'm going to write the remainder 0, then carry up this 1 here. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is 2 divided by 2. You have 1 remainder 0. I'm going to write 0, then carry up 1. Then I have 1 plus 1 plus 1. That's 3, which is greater than 2. Then you have to divide by the base, which is 2. 3 divided by 2 is actually 1, remainder 1. So I have 1, then I'll carry up 1. So 1 plus 0 is actually 1, so it's less than 2, 1, then I have 1. So my answer is actually 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1 base 2. So that's my answer. So here we have this example, and we have to add up these three numbers in base 2. So 0 plus 1 plus 1 is actually 2. So besides 2 is equals to 2. So we have 2 divided by 2, and that's 1 remainder 0. So I'm going to write the remainder 0, then carry up 1. So you have 1 plus 1, that's 2, plus 1, that's 3. 3 is greater than 2. 3 divided by 2, you have 1 remainder 1. And so you have 1, then carry up 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is still 3. 3 divided by 2 is 1 remainder 1. So you have 1, then carry up 1. So 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 1 is 2. So 2 divided by 2, you have 1 remainder 0. I'm going to write down the remainder, then carry 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus, that's 4 basically. And so that's 4 divided by 2, and that's 2 remainder 0. But of course, 2 is still less than 0. So I'm going to do 2, the same 2, divided by 2. I have 1 remainder 0. So basically, I have 1, this 0, then this 262. So the remainder 0. So I have 1, 0, 0. So let me do that explanation again. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is actually 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. So 4 divided by the base, which is 2. And that basically gives us 2 remainder 0. So I'm going to break this down. It's still greater than, we don't want that. So we're going to do 2 divided by 2. And so we have 1 remainder 0. And so that's for 2. So I'm going to bring down this 0 down. And so I have 1, 0, then 0. So that's how I got 1, 0, 0. So that's my answer. So here we have this example. And we're dealing with numbers in base 5. So what do we do? So we're going to start from the right hand side. And so I have 2 plus 3 is 5. So of course, 5 is greater than, like, is equal to 5. So I'm going to do 5 divided by 5. And so what I have is 1 remainder 0. So I'm going to write down the remainder 0, then carry 1. 1 plus 1 plus 2 is still 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1 remainder 0. So I'm going to write 0, carry 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So 4 is still less than 5, so it's fine. 4. and 3. So we have just this 5. So 43400 base 5 is our answer. Here we have this example 217 plus 88 base in base 9. So how do we add up these things? 7 plus 8. So 7 plus 8 is actually greater than the base. And that's 15. 15 is greater than 9. So we can write 15. So we have to write 15 divided by 9. How many 15 can we get from? How many 9 can we get in 15? That's 1, remainder 6. So I'm going to basically write the remainder 6. Then take up this 1 and write it here. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 8 is 10. So 10 is basically greater than the base, which is 9. So we're going to do 10 divided by 9. And that's 1, remainder 1. So I'm going to write the remainder. And that's 1. Then I carry up my 1 here. And 1 plus 2 is actually 3. And that's in base 9. So here we have this example 6b3 326 in base 14. How do we add these two numbers together? I would want you to pause this video and actually solve it yourself and see what you're gonna get. All right, so 3 plus c. Remember, what is c? A is 10, b is 11, c is 12. So I'm gonna alter this c to mean 12. So 2 plus 3 plus 12 is actually 15. And 15 is greater than 14. So that's 15 divided by 14. And so I have 1 remainder 1. 1, then carry 1 here. So what's our b? Our b is 11. 11 plus 1 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. So 14 is equal to 14. So I still have to divide by the base. 14 divided by 14. And I have 1 remainder 0. So I'm going to write the remainder 0. Then carry up 1 here. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. So which is not up to 14. So I can basically just write 10. So that's my answer in base 14. 1001 base 14. But mind you, 10, we don't have anything like 10 in number base. Number base 10 is actually represented with a number. Sorry, with an alphabet. And I'm going to alter that to mean A. So 10 is actually A. So therefore, our final answer is actually A 0 1 base 14. So that's the answer, A01 base 14. Here we have this example, and I want you to try this also and see what you're going to get. Pause the video and try it. Okay, so we are dealing with this number is in base 16. So that's why we're having all of these alphabets. So 2 plus F, what's F? That's what you should ask yourself. What is F? A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, E is 14, F is 15. So that's 2 plus 15 is actually 17. So 17 is greater than 16. So 17 divided by 16, what I have is 1 remainder 1. So write 1, then carry 1. And so D is 13 plus 1, 14, plus 3, 17. 17 divided by 16, you have 1 remainder 1. So you have 1, then you take up 1 here. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So 9 is basically less than 16. So I'm just going to write 9. And that's in base 16. You write that properly. Base 16.